All right, so get this. Today we're diving into a research study that's basically trying to crack the code of aging.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Arlington Study of Healthy Aging,
Okay.
ASA for short, and it's happening right here in Texas.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I've heard about this.
Yeah, have you?
It's ambitious, that's for sure. They're
Yeah.
taking this whole person approach,
Yeah,
looking at everything from your genes to your lifestyle
right.
to paint a complete picture of how we age.
Yeah, and they're not messing around with the tech either. Full body MRIs, blood work memory tests, they're pulling out all the stops.
It's fascinating because most studies just focus on one piece of the puzzle,
Right.
like heart health or cognitive decline.
Yeah.
But ASHA is looking at how all these systems interact.
Okay.
How does what you eat affect your brain?
Hmm.
Does your social life impact your heart health?
That's a good question.
Like it's all connected.
Yeah, so it's not just about living longer, it's about living better longer.
Exactly. They want to understand what factors contribute to healthy aging.
Like-
Not just adding years to our lives, but adding life to our years.
I like that.
Imagine if we could identify, specific things we can do to stay sharp, active, and engaged well into our later decades.
Yeah, all right, so walk me through this. What's actually involved in this study?
Well, they're recruiting 600 volunteers between the ages of 50 and 80.
Okay.
And each participant goes through 2 days of pretty intense testing.
2 days. Wow, that's commitment.
It is day one is all about getting a snapshot of what's going on inside.
Okay.
Full body MRI to look at the brain, the heart, even muscle mass.
So they can see how everything looks structurally.
Exactly. And then day two is about function.
Okay.
They're looking at how well everything is working.
Uh-huh.
Blood vessel health memory tests.
Wow.
Even putting you through some physical challenges to see your strength and stamina.
Oh my God.
It's like they're trying to capture a full 360 view of your health.
So day one paints the picture and day two sees how well the machine is running.
That's a great way to put it, and it's not just about the physical either.
Oh, really?
They're also asking about lifestyle diet,
Okay.
social connections, even where you live.
Really?
They want to understand how all these factors play a role in how we age.
It's amazing to think that where you live could have an impact on how well you age. I mean, we all know that diet and exercise are important, but community, that's a new one for me.
Yeah, it's a growing area of research.
Yeah.
There's evidence suggesting that strong social connections can actually protect against cognitive decline and even increase lifespan.
Wow.
So ASHA is trying to understand what it is about these communities.
Yeah.
Is it social support, a sense of purpose, or something else entirely?
Yeah, I'm hooked already. Tell me more about how they're actually going to make sense of all this data.
Well, it's going to take about 4 years to enroll and run everyone through the testing.
Okay.
Then the real work begins. They'll be analyzing all this data, looking for patterns and connections.
But I'm guessing it's not just spreadsheets and calculators, right? This is cutting edge stuff.
Oh, absolutely. They're using some pretty high-tech tools.
Yeah.
For example, they'll be using a gene sequencer to analyze the DNA of each participant.
Wait, they're reading their DNA. What can they learn from that?
It's about understanding the role of genetics in aging.
Okay.
Are there certain genes that make people more resilient to age-related decline, or genes that might predispose them to certain conditions?
So they're looking for clues hidden within our very DNA that might be influencing how we age. That's incredible.
It really is, and it's not just one department working on this either. You've got folks from kinesiology, psychology, social work, nursing, bioengineering, even math and computer science are getting involved.
So it's a massive team effort bringing together all these different perspectives to tackle this incredibly complex topic.
Exactly, and at the end of it all, they'll have this massive data set, a treasure trove of information about aging that researchers will be able to dig into for years to come.
It's like they're creating this huge, detailed map of the aging process.
And hopefully that map will lead us to new discoveries and interventions that can help us all age more healthily and gracefully. I think what's exciting is that this isn't just research happening in a vacuum. They're really emphasizing the community aspect of it all.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the study's taking place at UT Arlington, and participants will have the chance to interact with students, faculty, and staff.
Oh, cool.
It's about creating a dialogue, a sense of shared learning and discovery.
I love that it makes it feel less like a sterile research project and more like a collaborative journey.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe those interactions will spark new research questions, new collaborations, new breakthroughs.
So for anyone listening who's thinking, sign me up, where can they learn more about participating in AG?
Just head over to asha-study.ut.edu. We'll be sure to include that link in the show notes for easy access.
So this ASHA study really is a big deal, isn't it? It's comprehensive, it's cutting edge, and it has the potential to really move the needle on how we understand aging.
It does. And I think what's most exciting is that it's shifting the focus from just extending lifespan to promoting health span, living those extra years to the fullest.
We're not just passive passengers on this aging journey, are we?
Absolutely not. We have the power to make choices that can influence how we age, and studies like ASHA are giving us the knowledge and tools to make those choices more effectively.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground here, the what, the why, and the how of ASHA. But stick with us because in part two, we're going to delve even deeper into the potential implications of this groundbreaking research. We'll explore the possibilities for personalized medicine, the role of technology in aging research, and the exciting new frontiers that are opening up in the quest for healthy aging. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back, everyone. So we've established that this HSC study is a pretty big deal, but I'm curious, what kind of ripple effects could something this ambitious have on the world of aging research? Yeah, it's hard to overstate the potential impact. Remember, aging research has come a long way. We're moving past this idea that decline is inevitable and starting to see aging as a dynamic process. We can influence. ASHO embodies that shift perfectly.
Right. It's like we used to think aging was a one-way street, but now we're realizing maybe it's more like a choose-your-own-adventure book. ASHA seems to be all about exploring those different pathways, figuring out which choices lead to healthier outcomes.
Precisely. Think about it. If ASHA helps us pinpoint specific lifestyle changes that can slow down or even reverse certain age-related issues, that's huge. We're talking about empowering people to take control of their health in a whole new way.
It's not just about staving off wrinkles and gray hair either, right? It's about maintaining vitality and cognitive function well into our later years.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the potential for personalized medicine. Imagine a future where your doctor can tailor your healthcare plan based on your specific genetic predispositions and lifestyle, guiding you toward the choices that align with your unique aging journey.
Okay, now that's a future I can get behind. No more one-size-fits-all approach, but a healthcare plan that's as unique as you are. I feel like I'm getting a glimpse into a science fiction novel, but this is actually happening.
It is. It's closer than you think. And studies like ASHA are laying the groundwork for that personalized approach
Yeah.
by giving us the scientific understanding we need to make those individualized recommendations.
So it's not just about living longer, it's about living better for longer with a healthcare system that supports us every step of the way. It almost feels like ASHA is creating this roadmap for healthy aging, a guide to help us make choices that support us throughout our lifespan.
That's a great analogy. And remember what we talked about earlier, ASHA's emphasis on community involvement that adds another layer of richness to this whole endeavor.
It's true. I love how they're not just collecting data in a lab, they're bringing the community into the fold. What's fascinating to me is how that approach could even spark further research down the line.
It's all about fostering a culture of curiosity and collaboration, where scientists and community members work together to unlock the secrets of healthy aging. Who knows what brilliant questions and insights might emerge from those interactions?
Speaking of questions, say someone listening is feeling inspired to learn more about this whole science of aging. What resources would you recommend? Where can they dive in and explore?
Oh, there are so many great places to start. The National Institute on Aging website is a gold mine of information. Everything from the latest research findings to practical tips for healthy aging. They even have information on how to participate in clinical trials if you're feeling adventurous.
Perfect for our deep dive listeners. I bet they'd also love some book or podcast recommendations. Any favorites come to mind?
For books, I always recommend The Blue Zones by Dan Buettner. It's a fascinating exploration of communities around the world where people live exceptionally long and healthy lives. And if you're a podcast fan, I'm a big fan of The Drive with Peter Attia. He really gets into the nitty-gritty science of longevity and interviews some brilliant minds in the field.
Great suggestions. I'd also add Lifespan by David Sinclair to that reading list. He's doing some groundbreaking work on the genetic basis of aging. Have you heard of his research?
Of course, Sinclair's work is truly pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible in terms of extending lifespan and health span.
It's incredible to think how much our understanding of aging has evolved and how much more we have yet to learn. The more we discover, the more empowered we become to make choices that support our long-term health and well-being. It's almost like we're writing the next chapter in the story of aging together.
I love that image. We're not just passive observers. We're active participants in shaping the future of aging. And that's what makes this whole field so exciting, isn't it? It's about possibility, potential, and the power of human ingenuity to unlock a healthier, more vibrant future for ourselves and generations to come.
I couldn't have said it better myself. We've explored some pretty exciting possibilities here, but we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Stick around for part 3, where we'll delve into the ethical considerations surrounding this quest for longevity and explore the complex questions that arise when we start pushing the boundaries of human lifespan. It's a conversation you won't want to miss. All right, so we've talked about the amazing potential of ASHA, this idea of personalized medicine and even living longer and healthier lives. But I think it's time to address the elephant in the room. Are there any downsides to cracking the code of aging?
It's a great question, and one that we can't shy away from like any powerful tool. These advancements in aging research come with a responsibility to consider the broader implications, both individually and as a society.
Right, because it's not just about adding years to our lives, it's about what we do with those extra years, right?
Mhm.
How does a longer lifespan impact our relationships, our careers, our sense of purpose?
Absolutely. Think about it. If we're living to 150 or even 200, how does that change the traditional milestones of life? When do we retire? How do we plan for decades of extra living expenses?
Mm.
You know, do we have children later in life or multiple families?
Oh my gosh.
It raises a lot of interesting questions.
It's almost like we're rewriting the rules of the game,
Yeah,
and we need to make sure everyone understands the new playing field.
exactly. And it's not just about individual choices either.
Okay.
We need to think about the societal impact.
Uh-huh.
What happens to our healthcare systems if people are living decades longer?
Right.
How do we ensure equitable access to these life-extending technologies?
Yeah, the good point.
These are complex issues that require careful thought and planning.
It's almost like opening a door to a whole new world, and we need to be prepared for what's on the other side.
I like that analogy. And just like explorers charting unknown territory,
Yeah.
we need to proceed with caution and a healthy dose of humility.
Okay.
We can't assume we have all the answers up front.
So it sounds like we need a multidisciplinary approach, not just scientists, but ethicists, sociologists, economists, policymakers. Everyone needs to be part of this conversation.
I couldn't agree more. It's not about slowing down scientific progress,
Right.
but rather ensuring that progress benefits humanity as a whole.
Uh-huh.
It's about finding a balance between innovation and responsibility.
Well said, and I think it circles back to what we talked about earlier, the importance of community engagement. We need diverse voices and perspectives to help us navigate these uncharted waters.
Absolutely. We need to make sure these advancements are accessible to everyone, regardless of background or socioeconomic status.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to create a world where only the privileged few can afford to live longer, healthier lives.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
Yeah.
We've talked about the incredible potential of aging research, but it's clear that this journey is about more than just scientific breakthroughs. It's about asking the right questions, having open and honest conversations, and working together to create a future where longer lives are truly lives worth living.
Beautifully said. It's a future where we don't just fear aging, but embrace it as a new chapter full of possibilities, a chance to continue learning, growing, and contributing to the world around us.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive has sparked some new ideas or questions for you if you're feeling inspired to learn more about the science of aging or even get involved in research like ASHA. We encourage you to explore the resources we've mentioned. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of aging research. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep asking those big questions.